What's up everybody, Looster here, and today you join me very early doors at a quite dark Manchester Oxford Road station over in Manchester in the city centre. There's your proof. We are at a dark, cold, early start morning here at Manchester Oxford Road. The train has just departed as a doubled up East Midlands Railway Class 170 of 172.01 and 170.508. Almost forgot. Into Liverpool Lime Street for Norwich. The train that brought me in was an East Midlands Railway train. It wasn't that one, it was actually a 158. Heading to Norwich from Liverpool Lime Street, 158.770 and 158.858. Almost forgot. Arriving in over here is going to be a Northern Class 331 from Manchester Airport, a 331021 at the front as it's a double configuration. That comes to a halt over here. We've got 156485 connected to 156464. On platform 5, which will soon start the 0746 Northern service to Liverpool Lime Street starting here. This is forming the 0747 service. The East Midlands Railway Class 170 formed the delayed 0741 East Midlands Railway service to Liverpool Lime Street, and then the East Midlands Railway 158 that brought me in to Manchester today was forming the delayed 0739. If you do notice the shaky camera today, I apologise. It's another time where I'm going to have to say it's not my fault as it is cold. But yes, these double-headed and Northern 331s are ready to go now. This service has come from Blackpool North. But anyways, today here at Manchester Oxford Road you will be seeing services by Northern, East Midlands Railway, Transport for Wales, Transpennine Express, and I think that's it. I think that's all the operators you will see today. But anyway, I can't wait to film at this station. It is well, it's known as the shorter version of Piccadilly. This station is situated on loads of lines, but I am going to specifically say this is going to be on the Chatmoss. But anyway, enough yapping. This is a fantastic station, even though it's quite short for it being in Manchester city centre, but we shall see what other action and what other trains we shall see here at Manchester Oxford Road, at a very dark Manchester Oxford Road, as it is early start in the morning, as I am filming this in winter time. But I shall see you all when the next train comes. Now arriving in is going to be a Transport for Wales Class 197, which is forming the 0749 service to Llandudno from Manchester Airport. And can I get the numbers? No, I can't. Actually, I can. It is 197024. Actually, 197124, sorry. That bright light is causing a concern because I had to look on the camera to see. But anyways, as this Transport for Wales Class 197 arrives into Manchester Oxford Road now, I shall see you all when this service departs. Now arriving in is going to be a Transpennine Express Class 185. With 185 130 at the front, as it's another double configuration. This is forming the 0748 Transpennine Express service to Manchester Airport from Leeds, with 185 129 at the rear. And then if we take a little shift over here, 197 124 is ready to go. 185 129 at the rear of that if I didn't manage to catch. 197 124 is ready to go, but I think it is letting this Northern 156 go first, as that's held on a red signal and this is held on a green. 156485 and 156464 for Liverpool Lime Street. Starting here. And this 185 is also heading off as well. That's heading off to Manchester Airport now from Leeds, the 0748 service. And as that double-headed Class 185 heads off to its next stop in Manchester Piccadilly, I shall see you all when the next train comes here at a very cold and dark Manchester Oxford Road. Now getting ready to depart is going to be this doubled-up Transport for Wales Class 197 with the 0749 service to Llandudno from Manchester Airport with 197 124. Also now arriving in over here is going to be a Transport for Wales Class 197, another one, 197049 at the front, and 197123 at the rear. This is forming the 0753 Transport for Wales service to Manchester Airport from Holyhead. As that now arrives in, if you do apologise with the camera work and how I am so quiet, it's because it's early and I've had to wake up early because I'm going to be filming at loads of stations today, not just Manchester Oxford Road, and it is quite cold and dark outside, so yeah. I do apologise for the lack of the camera work, but yes, instead of yapping, as this now boards, as you see is all, when this doubled up Transport for Wales Class 197 departs. Now departing is going to be the 0753 Transport for Wales service to Manchester Airport. Also now arriving in is going to be a Northern 195-117 for Barrow and Furness from Manchester Airport. That's from the 0755. And as that double-headed Transport for Wales Class 197 departs, now departing is going to be the 0755 Northern service to Barrow and Furness from Manchester Airport with 195-117. The guard's just shutting his doors now. He's getting dispatched and he's ready to go. Five 117 departs Manchester Oxford. No, Manchester said that wrong. 195117 departs Manchester Oxford Road now with the 0755 Northern service to Barrow and Furness from Manchester Airport. And as that heads up to its next stop at Deansgate, now arriving in or terminating in over here is going to be what looks like a Northern 195. Yes, arriving in over here is another Northern Class 195, 128 with the 0758 Northern service to Manchester Airport from Barrow and Furness. And as this Northern 195 now arrives into Manchester Oxford Road, I shall see us all when this departs. Now departing is going to be the 0758 Northern service to Manchester Airport from Barrow and Furness with 195-128. This Northern 195 departs Manchester Oxford now. Manchester Oxford. I'm getting my words wrong today, aren't I? This Northern 195 departs Manchester Oxford Road now with the 0758 Northern service to Manchester Airport from Barrow and Furness. Now, and as that heads off to its next stop in Manchester Piccadilly on what I'm going to call one of the most congested railways in the northwest. of the UK. I shall see you all when the next train comes here at Manchester Oxford Road. Now arriving in is going to be the 0802 Northern service to Manchester Airport from Liverpool Lime Street, with another doubled up 331 with 331031 at the front. And 331024 is at the rear. With the 0802 Northern service to Manchester Airport from Liverpool Lime Street, and as this now arrives in, I shall see us all when this Northern Class 331 departs. Now arriving in is going to be the delayed 0757 Northern service to Liverpool Lime Street from Manchester Airport, with another doubled up Class 331. With 331021 at the front. And as this now arrives in, getting ready to depart over here is going to be this double-headed Northern 331 from Manchester Airport from Liverpool Lime Street. I forgot what was the front unit, Classic Looster, but the rear is 331024. And as that 331 heads off now departing is going to be this double-headed Northern 331 for Liverpool Lime Street with 331021. And 331013 at the rear. Also terminating in over there is going to be a Northern 156 from Warrington Central. Terminating here at Manchester Oxford Road. And it is 156444. For two carriages, this does look quite quiet. I'm not too sure if it's because it's like very early doors in the morning, or if it's just because this has come from Warrington, but it's quite quiet for two carriages. I'm surprised. But anyways, as this Northern Class 156 terminates here at Manchester Oxford Road now, I shall see you all when the next train comes. Now arriving in is going to be the 0802 Transpennine Express service to Leeds from Manchester Airport, as another doubled up Class 185. And it looks like 185111 with the It's Okay to Talk livery at the front. And then I will attach the rear set of this when it departs. Now departing is going to be the 0802 Transpennine Express service to Leeds from Manchester Airport with 185111 at the front. And 185122 comes up goods on the rear. With the 0802 Transpennine Express service to Leeds from Manchester Airport with 185111 in its special livery at the front, and then 185122 at the rear. But as that double-headed Transpennine Express Class 185 heads over to its next stop in Manchester Victoria. I shall see us all when the next train comes here at Manchester Oxford Road. Now arriving in is going to be another doubled up Class 331. Seen quite a load of these doubled up today. But anyways, this is formerly 0806 Northern service to Blackpool North from Manchester Airport, 331016 at the front. And as this double Northern 331 now arrives into Manchester Oxford Road, now I shall see us all when this service depart. Now departing is going to be the 0806 Northern service to Blackpool North. Also now arriving in over there is going to be the 0814 Transpennine Express service to Cleethorpes from Liverpool Lime Street, 185 120 at the front, 331022 is at the rear of this, and then 185 107 is at the rear of this double Transpennine Express Class 185. Anyway, as this double Transpennine Express Class 185 now arrives in, I shall see us all when this departs. Now departing is going to be the 0810 Transpennine Express service to Cleethorpes from Liverpool Lime Street. I swear I said the 0820 service earlier on. Well, if I did, I apologise, because it was actually the 0810. I got the timings mixed up. But anyways, 185 107 is at the rear of this. Just heading off to Cleethorpes now from Liverpool Lime Street. And it's down the Chatmoss towards its next stop of Manchester Piccadilly, where it will join up with the West Coast Main Line over there. I shall see us all when the next train comes here at a very congested Manchester Oxford Road. And also, if you have noticed the shaky camera throughout the video, I did say earlier I am very sorry about it because it's cold. But anyways, also now arriving in over here is going to be another double Transpennine Express Class 185, this time for Liverpool Lime Street. Is at the front. I just caught the numbers. But anyways, as this double Transpennine Express now arrives, Class 185 now arrives in, I shall see us all when the next train comes. Now arriving in is going to be the 0815 Northern service to Manchester Airport from Blackpool North, with yet again another doubled up Class 331. 331018 is at the front of this one. Anyways, as this double Northern 331 now arrives in, now departing is going to be 185 117. With 185 149 at the rear. Accelerates very nicely there with the 0813 Transpennine Express service to Liverpool Lime Street from Cleethorpes. I completely forgot what the first timing was, that was just a complete guess there. But now departing over here is going to be this double Northern Class 331. from Manchester Airport, from Blackpool North. This double Northern 331 departs Manchester Oxford Road now with the 0815 Northern service to Manchester Airport from Blackpool North, and as that double-headed Northern 331 departs, I shall see us all when the next train comes. Now passing through is going to be our first freight train of today with some double-headed Class 90s for Freightliner. These are our first freight trains of today. Although they are going to come to a halt because there is a red signal. But it is 90049 on the front. Oh, that looks gorgeous. And then 90008 is at the rear. And as these double-headed freight Class 90 trains come to a halt on a red signal, I shall see us all what happens next here at Manchester Oxford Road. Getting ready to go now are these double-headed Freightliner Class 90s. Oh, don't they look gorgeous? 90049 and 90008. That was cool. Wasn't expecting a Class 90 though to come. And also I do see a Northern Class 769 up there, which is held on a red signal because of this 156 over here, which is waiting to go now. But as those freight Class 90s head up north to pass through Deansgate, I shall see us all when the next train comes here at Manchester Oxford Road. And I think this 769 is actually coming on platform 3, which is the platform I'm on. And it is 769458. This Northern Class 769 was supposed to go on platform 5, but it's actually come on platform 3 over here because of that 156, which I think is heavily delayed now. But anyways, 769458 terminates into Manchester Oxford Road now with the 0822 Northern service from Southport. terminating here on platform 3, but as this Northern Class 769 terminates into platform 3, I shall see us all when the next train comes here at Manchester Oxford Road. Now arriving in is going to be a Transpennine Express Class 397. Also departing over here is a Transpennine Express Class 397. I didn't manage to catch that in because this train is coming. $397,004 is on the left one and $397,012 is on the right one. This now arrives in with the 0828 Transpennine Express service to Manchester Airport from Glasgow Central with a Class 397 of $397,012. And oh boy, does those look nice. A Class 397 and the 769 next to each other. But anyways, as this Transpennine Express Class 397 now arrives in, I shall see us all when the next train departs. Now departing is going to be both the 769 and the 397. 397,012 off to Manchester Airport now from Glasgow Central, and 769,458 is ready to depart for Southport. Get ready for some nostalgia Class 319 motors on this Class 769, which is also an ex-converted Class 319 as well. Fun fact. This Northern Class 769 departs Manchester Oxford Road now with the 0827 Northern service to Southport. This has started here, by the way, which has departed from platform 3, which was unusual because this Class 156 has been here for so long. I think it's had a fault on the train. So basically platform 3 is the terminus platform right now until the train fault on this Class 156 gets fixed. But anyways, as that Class 769 goes and this Class 156 has a train fault, I shall see us all when the next train comes here at Manchester Oxford Road. Now passing through is going to be another freight train. What's looking like is going to be one of those sheds, aka Class 66. Heading from Trafford Park Freight Terminal to London Gateway Terminal, I think. And it is 66019 for DBRF cargo. Railway. A very long freight train, class 66. I think the 66 has actually just reached Manchester Piccadilly now, considering how long that was. But anyways, that shed passes through now with the... got so distracted, I lost the time. I'm going to say the 8:30 service, 08:30. But anyways, as a broken down class 156 444's just watching me film trains, I shall see us all when the next train comes here at Manchester Oxford Road. And I do wonder when this train fault's going to get fixed, because how congested this station is, it's not looking good. Now terminating in is going to be another Northern class 156, forming a service from Liverpool Lime Street. And this is the Yorkshire Dales Explorer 156424. Anyways, as this Northern Class 156 terminates into Manchester Oxford Road now, I shall see us all when the next train comes. Our arriving in is going to be the 08:39 East Midlands Railway service to Norwich from Liverpool Line Street is a double Class 158. And it does look like we've got a refurbed unit at the front. 158847. And 158813 at the rear. Apologies for messing up my words there. I was a bit confused for some reason. But anyways, as this double East Midlands Railway Class 158 now arrives in, I shall see us all for our next and final train of today here at Manchester Oxford Road. Very congested one as well. Now arriving in is going to be our final train of today, which will be a Turbo Star, aka an East Midlands Railway Class 170. 17205 is at the front. And then I'll catch the rear set when it departs. Now departing is going to be the 0840 East Midlands Railway service to Liverpool Lime Street. and 17422. Also now arriving in over here is going to be a Northern 323, 323 227 at the front. Arriving in from Manchester Airport from Blackpool North. This will be our final train, even though this just got lucky by getting caught. And the next West Midlands unit is at the rear. Anyways, I'm just going to find out what the rear unit number of this 323 is now. But anyways, as this Northern 323 arrives into Manchester Oxford Road now with the 0842 Northern service to Manchester Airport from Blackpool North, we shall conclude today's video here at Manchester Oxford Road. The rear unit is 323208, if anyone was asking, as I've just checked now. But yes, we shall conclude today's video here at Manchester Oxford Road. If you did enjoy, like and subscribe like and subscribe. Like and subscribe, saying it right now. As always, as it would mean a lot to me in the channel. A lot of my pronunciation today has been misread, misunderstood. So yeah, I do apologise about that. Most of this was throughout this video. But yeah, anyways, other than that, if you did enjoy, please like and subscribe. Towards the end of the video, I enjoyed it a lot, but at the start, it was a bit dark and dull, so yeah, wasn't so much. But yes, it's a great station, even though it's in a congested area, with only 2 tracks between Piccadilly and Deansgate. This Northern Class 323 is ready to go now, so I might as well catch this. This is for the 0843. But yeah, as that Northern Class 323 heads off now, I shall conclude today's video here. I'm not going to keep this around for too long, but as me here at Manchester Oxford Road with 2 Class 156s in front of me with one of them broken, I shall see you all in the next video. Peace out.